Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. We start with a story coming out of Jamaica. One member of Jamaica's parliament has boldly admitted to accepting monetary gifts from contractors in order to bolster his salary, which he said was too low to meet the needs of his constituents and his home. The member, one of seven who spoke with the media, all complained about the money they take home from their government, said that the time had come for the political administration of the day to address the pay of members of parliament with a view to significantly increasing it. Members of parliament with no additional state duty get around 300,000 Jamaican dollars each month, which equals to 445,453 Guyanese dollars. The MPs describe their pay as inadequate and shameful. All of them who asked not to be named over concern of being possibly targeted or backlashed. One parliamentarian suggested that salaries be increased by at least 100%. While that may not go down well with public sector workers, he is firm in his opinion that more personal money in hand would allow them to attend to more needs of constituents. He stated that rural Jamaica MPs are forced to travel long distances, sometimes through treacherous terrains, to reach their constituents and see their needs. They highlighted that they spend a minimum of half of their salaries on petrol bills alone. He even suggested that one of the reasons some constituents complain of not seeing their MPs was because parliamentarians were fearful of going through their geographical zones, as they are often put under pressure to let off money and other things. One MP turned on the defensive switch when he suggested that elected officials were forced to depend on other earners with whom they were in contact to ease their monthly burden. I quote, "You can't blame us if a contractor offers us a gift," end of quote, said one boldly in reference to kickbacks that some MPs are accused of collecting from some of those who are awarded government contracts. There are those out there who know the plight that you are facing and want to see how best they can be of assistance. So what do? Not take it? End of quote, the MP said. Prime Minister Andrew Holness's salary was set at $7.27 million when he regained office in 2016, while that of the opposition leader was $6.4 million. And next, in Trinidad and Tobago, a 3-year-old Trinidadian girl died in the arms of her father after suffering for 3 days from cold-like symptoms, which her family believes were related to the H1N1 virus swine flu. Prentice Smith and Day Watsinanan are now calling for a full investigation into the death of their daughter, Pretoria Smith, by the Health Ministry, as they said they were told by a district medical officer after an autopsy was done that the toddler may have died from the H1N1 virus. A death certificate shows that the cause of her death is now under investigation. Pretoria died in her father's arms at their family's Clayton Bay home after she collapsed in the family's bedroom. Sunanan said her daughter started to show symptoms such as vomiting, running nose, watery eyes, coughing, and developed a high fever. Her other 2 children also showcased symptoms. The worried mother said she went to the St. Margaret's Health Center to inquire about the H1N1 vaccine, but was told her daughter could not be vaccinated until after what was believed to be the flu ended. She was advised to give her children Histol and Panadol, which she did. Earlier this month, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parsaram confirmed that 3 people had died from the virus in October. And finally, in Brazil, deforestation of Brazil's Amazon rainforest increased by 29.5% in 12 months, the highest rate since 2008, the country's space agency reports. The rainforest lost 9,762 square kilometers of its vegetation between August 2018 and July 2019. Far-right President Jair Bolsonaro has in the past questioned the accuracy of data provided by the INPE. Scientists say that the Amazon has suffered losses at an accelerated rate since Mr. Bolsonaro took office in January. They say the president favors development over conservation. Mr. Bolsonaro, who in July dismissed a similar INP report as flawed, has not commented on the latest data. As the largest rainforest in the world, the Amazon is a vital carbon store that slows down the pace of global warming. Over the past decade, previous governments in Brazil had managed to reduce deforestation with concerted action by federal agencies and a system of fines. But Mr. Bolsonaro and his ministers have criticized the penalties and overseen a dramatic fall in confiscations of timber and convictions for environmental crimes. And that was all for tonight's regional news.